This is the book. It's out and it's had a huge reception already, selling like hotcakes right around the country because it is a great book. I said that to you before. I really genuinely mean it. Congratulations. But, you know, in here you've also got some embarrassing moments. And we talk about your great career, but I want to ask you, Inga, what are the two most embarrassing moments that you've had?
Oh, gee. Well, I remember when I arrived at Wigan and there was an old man who knocked on my door with this real broad English accent, Wiganer. And he gave me a pot of lasagna and he said, look, you know, I've seen great champions come in here and they've gone. And so you'll know me when you hear me if you don't perform to your best. So, wow, I think it was my third home game. And I didn't play. No one gave me the set of rules before I landed in Wigan. And so I had to learn the game pretty much from scratch, Murray. And then finally, I didn't play well right through the whole game. Then finally, my number came up on this electronic scoreboard, and I had to be subbed off. And as I walked off, this same man that welcomed me to Wigan with his halo came up and started shouting out, "You're a waste of money. Who's a waste of money?" And the whole crowd got up and stood and pointed the finger. "You're a waste of money. You are a waste of money. You're a waste of money." So that's one. Yep. And then I think the most embarrassing moment would have to be 91. We lost the World Cup against Australia in the semi-finals in Lansdowne Road in Ireland. And then our rapport with the community didn't go down very well. So the New Zealand Rugby Union that summer called a meeting with all the All Blacks and said, look, you know, we've got to get out there on the road show and start promoting the All Black brand again and get people supporting us. And I remember we were divided up into groups, and my group was Zinzan Brook, great Michael Jones, Grant Fox, John Curran, and myself, I think. And we were down west or somewhere down the South Island, West Coast. And we went through from factories to, politics to schools. And our last one was actually a primary school out in the Wattbox with 500 children. And I still remember very clearly, Murray, the school was just waiting for us. They were all being there waiting patiently. We arrived, and towards the end, Zinzan gets up and said, look, we haven't got enough silver ferns to go, for everybody, so we're going to play a game called Nicknames. And so if you can guess any of our nicknames on the stage, you get one of these silver ferns, and they were like gold dust, Murray. And so away we went. Zinzan gets up and goes, who knows my nickname? He picks a kid out of the crowd, and the kid goes, Zinny. So he gets his silver fern, and then who knows Michael Jones's nickname? And Michael Jones gets up, chooses a kid from the crowd, and kids come up and say, oh, Iceman, so forth and so forth. Well, when it came to me, I was the last one. And Zinzan goes, who knows Inga Tuigamala's nickname? And hundreds of hands goes up, and then he goes, go on, pick one. And I looked straight down the hall, and I saw this beautiful European Shirley blonde look-alike. Shirley Temple. Yes, with curls. And I said, do you know my nickname? She confidently stood up and said, yes. I said, well, stand up and shout out as loud as you can so everyone can hear. And she stood up and took a big breath, and she said, my daddy always watches you on telly and he always shouts, go, go, you big black bastard. So the whole place just went, everyone turned around, looked away. The teachers didn't know what to say. And Zinzan and John Curran and Michael Jones, and they were all rolling on the stage. And I just went, and, honestly, out of the mouth of babes, Murray. Yep. So I said, can I meet your daddy?
Inga, you've done so much. You played so well at Wigan. You played so well at Newcastle for rugby. You transferred. They figure was in the paper, £1 million, and I think it's still the record when you made the transfer. But did anything match playing for the All Blacks?
No, Murray. I'm a die-hard Kiwi, and that was something that I was very proud of, the moment of pulling up that All Black jersey as a 19 or 20-year-old. So nothing makes your hair stand up at the back of your neck.
You'll remember all these moments. We've got some good shots of you here. You're a wee bit thinner then, I think. Not much, but just perhaps a lovely tackle. Hey?
Yeah, now, my kids said, Dad, what's happened to your chest? I said, it's called gravity now.
But nothing like it. And there you are at 24. Your kids are here in the studio. I'll be loving it. Because have they seen much of this sort of footage?
No. I've kept that right away from them.
Have you?
You know, these are old footage, obviously, Murray. You're talking about almost 20 years ago.
Yes, it is. It is. But wonderful memories of that.
It's still one of the most awesome time of my rugby career was to play
And look
for
at the
Little
guys you're playing with too.
Scott
Super
Gibbs.
players, weren't they?
Yes. I mean, with the great Michael Jones and, you know, here we got there, Mark Ellis there, who's done well for himself. So it is nice. It is nice to be able to turn back the pages, Murray.
Well, people, in the book, you are described as being much more like Jonah Lomu than Johnny Lomu was himself. I think it's O'Fire that says that about you.
Well, you know, anything to be compared with the great Jonah Lomu is a fantastic compliment. So, yeah.
You arrive over there and there are two wings at Wigan already. And the first one is Jason Robertson, all right? And you had a lot to do with him. And we've got some footage of what Jason has to say about Inga.
Hi, Jason Robinson here. Just want to say hi to all the folks back in New Zealand. We've had a great time this evening with Mayan. It'd be nice to get back over to New Zealand to catch up with you guys. But God bless you with the book and for everything else that you're doing over there. Inga, you've obviously been a massive role model, a great friend, and it's been a privilege to know you. Keep the faith, you know, God is good, and bless you all.
See, the staggering thing is this, and I knew a little bit about it, but it is spelt out by him, not by you in the book. You actually turned this guy's life around. How?
Well, you know...
well, he was a shambles, wasn't he?
At the time, you know, I got a rude awakening when I went into this whole professional environment where there was money galore. There was money spilt everywhere in these youngsters. And at the time, I think Jason was only about 17, 19, or 17, 18 at the time, and, you know, had the whole world at his feet. And at the same time, you know, with all this fame and glitter and that, you know, he was going through some real tough times with drinking and partying and socialising. And so, you know, his at that time, I would say his life was pretty much out of balance at the time. And you know, I didn't do anything great other than just as a friend, just being there and just walking with him through his difficulties.